Hello everybody, time for another evening of Epic 7. I'm your good old Twilight Persona and we're going to go ahead and get started here. So, first thing I want to do, given that we're going to be heading into the new season of Arena soon, is just kind of go through the characters I'm going to be using to start off the season. I'm also going to turn this into a video for YouTube, and if anyone else wants to see them, I do have them on my Discord as well, so you're free to check that out via the Discord link below. But yeah, I think the first thing I kind of want to do to get started is just kind of start going through characters and whatnot here. So real quick before we start, just know that I am no whale. My gear is after a good year and a half, close to 2 years of work. So don't don't expect anything high end on most characters. Some characters I consider them perfect builds for myself, but outside of that, again, I'm no whale. I'm still constantly working just like everybody else. So let's go ahead and hit this good old record. Alright, perfect. So as I mentioned, this is going to be the character breakdown of all the characters I use first here. So we'll just go through point by point until we get through all the characters, and that'll be that for the beginning of the stream here. So first we have one of the newest characters in the game, Savior Aiden, completed through chapter 4 of the story. I mean, what can you say about Aiden? She is a good catch-all unit for pretty much however you want to play. You want to go chunky and lifesteal, you can big her up, give her a little more health and a lot more power. If you kind of want to balance between, damage and speed, you can go with a speed set penetration. There are some builds that even use like triple torrent and all sorts of nonsense to just make her hit as hard as possible. So she is pretty much an all-encompassing character. You need a standard anchor for your cleave, Aiden. You need just a standard unit in general, Aiden. First pick, Aiden. Like, she is just top of the top here. In terms of CP, the next best character is Milim. She's probably the first pure offensive unit I built on my account here. I even bring her in against, most people bring her in against Landy. I bring her in all sorts of situations. The annoying Arbiter Voter you just don't want to deal with, I bring in Milim. You need someone else to counter that one unit so that they can't bring her back with like a Maid Chloe or Destina. Milim. She's not plus 15 because I try to save as many molas as possible. If the character works for what I need them to do, that's what they do, but Milim kind of speaks for herself at this point. A lot of people I've been seeing and hearing it have been moving to more of a bruisery build for Milim, but I still kind of like a raw damage Milim, especially with all the openers and boosters we have in the game. I still feel like a damage Milim is still a really, really good option. Next we have Strays, the big boss of Chapter 2. I mean, what can you say about him? Outside of the ridiculous lifesteal builds that people tried in the beginning, he just comes in, smashes one of the opponent's tanks, and deals massive damage to most of the team. There isn't really much to say about him. A little low on the attack. I couldn't quite get there on my first build attempt for him, but he has more crit damage than most builds, so I think it bounces out well. And then I also have him on Spear of Purification. It's a trick I learned from Valky, who's another legend player. It's nice to be able to kind of catch people off guard who try to use boosts and stuff to get over your strays by keeping strays in line with them. So it's a nice little tech from him, and it increases attack power. So Spirit Purification is a good option. But if you don't got it, with Tayu, you can always use the free artifact, which is basically Portrait of the Saviors, or of course use Portrait of the Saviors. But usually just want something to add to his power, just to annihilate their next tank. This Luluka is actually from one of my PvE builds. I use her in so many PvE things that this is just kind of an all-encompassing build for her. So we're just going to move on from this one. Adventure Ross. So prior to Unbound Night Hour coming out, he was my primary tank. He'd usually be one of my first or second picks. I tend to go standard, so I kind of like to flex into different speed ranges if I have to, whether I've got to tank down or speed up, depending on what my opponent picks. So right now he's good as a secondary tank if you don't have Arwell or Yulha or something like that. Speaking of Arwell, here's my Nightbound Arwell. Prior to her, I didn't triple S any 3 stars that weren't already specialty change. Now I'm kind of regretting it, but it taught me a lesson to go ahead and do so moving forward. So she doesn't have all of her imprints yet, but without the imprint, she's still a beast. I have mine mostly with effect res, but through the power of good gearing, I also had some good effectiveness on her and over 25k health. So she kind of does the best of both worlds for me. She can tend to dodge most debuffs and things of that nature while being able to control the power units like your Zahak or something with her 60 effectiveness. So I kind of melded the 2 worlds here, and so far this is like my favorite tank build. Her and my A-Ross are just, they've got a great balance of both. Here's Operator Sigrid. I don't know if I plan on using her much this season. She's kind of fallen off, even with the barriers of like Arwell. Generally, she's either too slow on Guiding Light, or if you get her to the high speeds, she doesn't have enough power to kind of burst through the rest of them. So it's kind of a catch-22 with her. And at this point, we probably have better options. But who knows? Maybe some new characters influence the meta. Maybe a character becomes really good at protection set. She might see some use again. But every so often, if someone likes to first pick an FCC or something, I can slam her down and kind of counter what they're doing. Alright, so here's my Celine. Honestly, Celine doesn't do very well right now. Especially with Amid being so popular, she just doesn't do anything. So I kind of find it weird that they buffed her to be good right before they release a character like Amid. So sometimes we wonder what Smilegate's doing, but we'll see. Honestly, I might move her Secret Sword to another character, but for the time being, this is my Celine build. There are times where she's still a really, really good pick, and my build tends to have a little more oomph than a lot of other people's builds. But mine's a little slower, so there are times where I have to just be careful when I pick her. Landy, what can you say about Landy? Even though there are times where people say she falls off, she just comes back. Anytime buffs are relevant, Landy's relevant. A lot more people have kind of moved down to the slower but bulkier Landy builds, especially keeping Guiding Light. So I may consider adjusting this in the future, moving her down like to 20 speed, like 220, but getting her more defense and more health. But for right now, I've got your standard speed Landy, and honestly, I've slowed it down from what it used to be. So again, Landy, very powerful unit, very good. Here's my Senya. Right now, this is kind of the ability I was able to get on my Senya. Solid bulk, decent speed, a mix of effectiveness and effect res. Seeing the current meta changes, I'm considering adjusting my Senya one way or the other, but for the time being, when I first built her, this build was perfect. Enough res to get past characters like enough res to get past characters like Edward or a blue unit with effectiveness, but enough effectiveness to be able to actually land her provokes on units I need her to control, as well as take out. So again, this is one of those builds where at the time it worked for me, but we may need to adjust as the season begins. So we'll see how this goes. Here's your Zahak, the anti-Aiden crusher of the meta currently. Someone picks Aiden or another vision unit, you're probably slamming Zahak to take them out. So again, my Zahak's a little slower than most Zahaks. You see people trying to push Zahak to around the 280 speed range with all the same stats. So Again, I'm considering speeding him up. I don't know if I'm going to go as high as 280, but I'm going to probably aim for like the 265, 270 range while maintaining his offensive stats. A little more crit chance than you want because you really don't need more than 50%. But again, Zahhak is a very powerful unit you kind of need him in your back pocket to deal with the Rise of Evasion units. Especially if, like me, you don't have a Briar Witch's area, so you definitely need Zahhak in your pocket. Vildred is another PvE unit. I am not a cleaver, I don't have speed gear like that, so my Vildred's used primarily for PvE purposes. So, your labyrinths, trials, all that thing. I also use him to kind of get through some of the story mode options. Being able to clean sweep most things is pretty useful. So still have him built on destruction for as much power as possible, but he's definitely a unit I plan on using if I ever get more speed gear. Alright, here's my Mediator Karik, also known as Hand Guy, the power of the glowing hand that cleanses and breaks metas. So, I decided to go with a high effectiveness Mediator. Even though he only has one skill that requires the effectiveness, being able to just power down and lock down your opponents is just something I find very useful. One thing I want to try out is moving him to the slower counter build. Just having that free combat readiness push when he gets hit and counters, that could be very valuable. So I kind of want to test that out. Hey, Tito. Yeah, so I kind of want to test that out, but we're definitely going to see what Mediator Karik's all about right now. Great Chief Kawana. She is another character here that's used mostly for PvE. Right now, she is one of my main damage dealers for Kaides. I don't have the speed Kaides build yet, but we're definitely going to be looking to do that as we go forward. Oh, thanks, Tito. Appreciate it. Have a good day at school. Moving on, we have one of my favorite adjusted characters of the last year, which is Pirate Captain Flan. On her first release, she was not very good, but after that buff they gave her, she's become one of the best lockdown and damaging characters in the game. So personally, I opted for more of a damage dealer than a pure bruiser build like a lot of people. Of course, she still has bruisery stats, high defense, good health. But generally speaking, if you have more bruisery builds, you're going to see the 15k health range at about 220 and maybe some less effectiveness. But I like her at this stat line because with her buff giving her extra 50%, you're able to climb your effectiveness high as well as maintain massive attack power and damage. Some pirate captains can even lock down Destinas, which is outrageous, but that's the power of Pirate Captain Flan. Of course, you need the full Star of the Deep Sea. Without that, she is not nearly as effective. Alright, we have Mui. Mui is part of my Wyvern team, so pretty much just there to help push the team along, provide debuffs, and take out Wyvern. Solitary of the Snow. Going into last season, she was one of my favorite debuffers in the game. There are some builds now where they've moved her from Abyssal Crown to Fairy Tail Tenebria's artifact, but I'm still using Abyssal Crown because I use her more as a control unit. If I want to give her a little more power, switch her over to Fairy Tail of Nightmare, and she'll be able to do massive damage while locking down your opponents. So, still a very, very powerful unit. Kinda shuts down Rylot and any other focus character, and just has the capability in the right situations to single-handedly win your games, whether it's effectiveness or with some damage. Vivian is here for my one-shot on Banshee, so we'll just move along there. This Seaside Bellona I built simply just to have a Bellona for other purposes. This is more of a PvE build at the moment, but coming into the next season, this is probably going to move to a lifesteal build. Alright, so we have the Child Emperor himself, Zio. Everyone assumed that he was going to break the game. And to be fair, he didn't necessarily break the game, but he did provide an option for people who don't necessarily have the fastest gear in the world. Thanks to his passive, as long as you can get to 255 to 260 speed on Zio, he can essentially go first, regardless of whatever someone does. So, the beautiful thing about him is that you can use him in any way. A lot of people will pick him in cleave just so they can't be Zio'd and lose their first turn. I built my Zio with a combination of bulk with a little bit of effectiveness so that he could land a silence on his first turn. However, if anyone saw the tournament from last year, Valky created this crazy build with penetration that was essentially two-tapping bruisers with no power. So he might go through some adjustments at the as the season goes on here, but we'll see how it goes. I like his imprint on the Triple S for everybody. Just being able to provide extra power can completely change the match. But if you need more effectiveness on him, you can do so as well. Especially with Yufine getting her buff, he can also go into an effectiveness build, providing Yufine the silence that she needs to one-shot a unit and then recycle her skills. So Zio is still very flexible as a character, and he can change matches, especially if you're going time matter on him, being able to cycle through his S3 faster. Now to one of my favorite characters in the whole game, Sage Ballin Sazan. He was one of the very first ML5s I ever got, and the way he can control a game, especially in this current age, is ridiculous. He is very similar, or rather, I should say, he is one of the options people try to use when people pick Zio. So the fact they're back-to-back is a little crazy on my account here. Thanks to his passive, he can jump the line anytime someone takes a turn. So if you build him with high effect resistance and put him on Bastion, he can clear 200 effect resistance easily. Also, he can sleep and lock down characters that normally can't be locked down. With the exception of a character like Mord, he can lock down annoying characters like Angel of Light, Solitaria, people that you normally wouldn't be able to lock down, especially if they're hiding under like a stealth. So your openers, anything like that. So generally speaking, he can win you games just on the fact he can control your opponent, as well as he has a nuke just like your Kraus or your Yuhas on his S3, which can essentially also win your game. His health being, if it gets low enough, you go through, you pop the S3, you take someone out, he heals back to full, and then you start the match all over again. So Sage Ball definitely has great potential, and he can power your way through fights. Here's Shadow Knight Pillis. I built her last season when she was when they created her specialty change. So she has the same concept as my Ventura Raz, where she has a mix of both effectiveness and effect resistance, so that she can provoke lock my opponents while being able to avoid not a good chunk but solid control from your other opponents. So if they have a character like an Ed who doesn't tend to have effectiveness, she can help control him and slow him down. Of course, he'll equivalent exchange when she provokes him, but that's fine because your will get increased and provide more defense for your team. So she's a very good character to have in your back pocket. People used to call her FCC Light, and with characters like Desert Jewel Basar running around, I find that she still has use in this meta, even if you have to pick her into a tournament where you go down to like your 4th and 5th string characters. Monokana is simply for Green Expedition, so we'll move on here. Here is my Spectre Tenebria. I actually recently rebuilt her because my first build for her was not very good at all. That was prior to me actually putting time into all my character builds. So recently, I came down to this. Again, I tend to play more of a standard style of play more than pure damage or aggro. So I like her having lifesteal on her build. I eventually want to get her speed to more of the 180 range, but at this speed with the bulk and power, I kind of like it. It's because of her innate stealth, it's hard to lock her down or put pressure on her. And even if their opponent picks a billion and leaves her out, thanks to her being on lifesteal, she can last longer than most. So I like this build for now. Hopefully I can get more imprints to get her more attack power, because finishing on her imprints would get me closer to 4k attack, which would be really great. As for another character that's been recently rebuilt, here's my Remnant Violet. Again, just like with Spectre Tenebria, didn't quite get all of the attack stats I was looking for, but got more of the bulk. So over time we'll improve upon this build, but he comes out when they pick terribly in an RTA match, and he can essentially be picked as the 4th and 5th pick to basically lock your opponent out or essentially win you a game out of nowhere. Of course, we're talking about Violet here, or Remnant Violet, so generally speaking, you're playing a 70-30 game where most people think the 30 is not in their favor. So, kind of sucks, but good luck with it. Remnant Violet is actually legitimately the very first ML unit I ever got. So, there's always going to be a special place for me to try to make him work even when he doesn't work. Arbor of Vildred, another character I use primarily for PvE, so we're going to move on here. Alright, here's Angel of Light Angelica. When she came out, she was a complete terror and everyone had to have her. Lucky for me, I did get her when she first came out, so that was fun. I eventually want to update her build. She's going to be a character I try something special with. I'm going to try to put her on a revenge set moving forward. Right now, this is just extra gear and primary gear she's holding. Most Angelicas are faster, but I slowed mine down to try to get under certain Meteor Cleric players. So, you know, she still sees her use, but a lot of times people have ways to get around her now. Especially since even though she can silence lock a team, if they have powerful S1s, anything from Archdemon Shadow to Apoc Ravi, it doesn't matter if she silences them, she'll get taken out. So we'll improve upon this just like everything else, and hopefully we'll have an update in the future. Here is my DN. This is probably the first Soul Weaver I spent months trying to build into a certain way. So, got her at 272 speed, 140 ER, and have her on Rod of Amaryllis. So, this is pretty much your standard DN. Trying to go fast, trying to zoom through people, and maintain your team's health. One thing I will say is, in this current meta, she's kind of 50-50. People don't tend to pick her as much anymore, but I still think she has her place and can be very useful. As for the Soul Weaver most people like to pick, here is my Destina. So right now, again, I think this build can be improved upon, more ER for sure, but this is what we got so far. I currently have her on Shamadra staff to further increase the ER of my whole team, but you can pick any sort of artifact that increases ER. So your Guardian Ice Crystals, I see some people put her on Unfading Memories. So it really depends on what you're looking for and what you need. I like the extra healing that Shamadra staff applies that can make her S2 completely nullify burst damage from an opposing opponent. So I prefer this right now, and I find that this is a good stat line for my DN Destina here. Alright, we have Rose, who's used for my Wyvern team. Here's my Conqueror Lilius. So, as I mentioned, I am not a speed demon. I'm working with the best I've got right now, so this is my Conqueror Lilius. Since I tend to not have first turn, I kind of built her with that in mind, and I have her on the Nostalgic Music Box. Being able to apply defensive buffs, help the team in a secondary manner is kind of the way I wanted her right now. If I had Holiday Euphem's artifact, I would use that instead to provide extra stuns, but right now we're working with what we got, so this is a solid build in terms of just using leftover gear. We are planning on improving upon this as well with another character we'll get through. Alright, here is Amelia. In terms of characters that have been recently updated, she is one of them. Finally have the extra gear for Soul Weavers to boost her to over 260 speed with high effectiveness and some solid bulk. So just like with everyone else, this honestly, if I could fit more ER, probably could, but outside of that, there's nothing really else to improve. Amelia is a very good tempo Soul Weaver that does what she does. So honestly, this is probably the best we're going to get for quite a while. Alright, here's my Archdemon Shadow. So, a lot of people tend to build Archdemon Shadow with 100% crit chance and then bulk so that they can deal more damage with her innately. I, along with one of my other guildmates, took a slightly different approach to our builds. So, we have the bulk, but we focus more on effectiveness. Being able to log down our S1 without souls makes her very reliable to go into Bellion. Most people try to use Archdemon Shadow Bellion and have sometimes get caught not being able to actually land the S1 on the Bellion to gain your souls back. So I like this approach, as well as being able to lock down other people that may have good ER. So ER Senius, for example, Archdemon Shadow could lock her down, remove that ability to block your crits, and allow you to take over a game. So especially if you're going to use Fairy Tales for a Nightmare as her primary artifact, I felt that it was more important to make sure she had a good bulk and high effectiveness to be able to land her S1s. As well as, of course, her S3, because you want to be able to land the burns into defense downs to essentially turn the tide of the battle and win you the game. So, personally, again, I feel like that's more important. The damage will come through her burns and, of course, Fairy Tale for a Nightmare. So, this is the build we're going to land on. This build will probably be improved upon further just to kind of clean up the extra stats, crit damage, crit, clean up the stats around to make her more consistent. But for the time being, this is a good overall build. Alright, so here we have my Lua. Same with my Conqueror Lilias. She is a character that's meant to be high speed that we're still working on buffing her speed over through. So right now we're focusing on a high effectiveness Lua. Of course, most people tend to combo her with a book user so that she can soul burn her S3, but there isn't really much to say about Lua. She's there to go in and out, control the opposing team, and apply some defense downs along the way. Alright, here is probably my most used ML of the last season, which would be Desert Drill Bazaar. He is just an aggro monster, which is weird because all of his skills are defensive. Being able to get the barrier inversion, which was probably the most ridiculous buff of last year, is insane, making him a powerhouse against FCCs, shoot, even into ROL. If they pick too many light units, he can come in, cleanse those barriers, take that damage away, and then he can follow up by doing a 30% push as well as providing immunity to your team. Also, given that this is a full cleanse as well, that in and of itself could be just enough to win you some games. So, I have mine on 260 speed with 210 ER, and he's on Water's Origin. If something is going to debuff him, it was going to debuff anybody. So, honestly, I still want to climb his effect resistance even higher. There are probably some skill, there are probably some stat adjustments you can make in his gear, but overall, this is pretty much what you want to look at with maybe a little more HP. Alright, so here's my Edward build. This is definitely a primary candidate for gear and just quality of gear adjustments. I had a quick need to use him to counter some of what my opponent was using, so I had to build him quickly. Definitely want to get him on a penetration set rather than crit chance. and want to raise his speed just a few points, maybe like 215, as well as get him some more defense. So with him, we got a ways to go, but he is one of the powerhouses of any debuff meta. Thanks to the power of equivalent exchange, anytime he gets hit with a debuff, he counters back. Well, let's rephrase. Every turn, he can do the counter on one turn. So if you can land multiple counters on him, he's still very susceptible. But his power just to be able to cleanse one debuff automatically on hit and then retaliate with his own debuffs, that could also win you fights in the right RTA situation. So he's still a very powerful unit, and I wish I had a more powerful Sigurd Scythe for him. Alright, here we have of Eye Winter. One of the new Espa units that came out towards the end of last year here. Honestly, she is a very sneakily good unit. Even though she's not used as much now, most people tend to use Karina. But I still feel like she has a very good use, especially if you're going against someone you know is trying to fully tank down on you. She has the same kind of inhibiting effect like a Celine, where every time someone uses a non-attack skill, she gets a benefit. That benefit being that she resets her S3 and powers it up. So being able to use Blackout and deal 10,000 fixed damage as long as you crit and then climb from there is outrageous. I have her at 260 speed with high effectiveness. Unfortunately, I do not have another Sacred Art Storm Sword, so I have her on Albastrian for more effectiveness as well as additional debuffs. So I kind of use her as a cross between a utility unit and a unit like Rimmer to kind of nuke down an opponent. So far, she still sneaks up on people, and every time they use non-attack skills, being able to cleanse and then provide herself immunity, even if she doesn't necessarily get a push without Storm Sword, at 260 speed, she's speeding over most units. Alright, so here I have my Politis. This is one of my recently updated builds. I used to have a damage Politis, but given my change of playstyle, I wanted to kind of tank down and make her more of a utility unit. However, even though she's not putting on as much damage, she is very disruptive. With high ER and high effectiveness, as well as being able to get additional cleanses from Lila Violin, she can surprise a lot of people. Now she has the capability of stripping extra buffs and stripping buffs while applying a stun. So I kind of like the flexibility that this unit provides me. I have her on counter and resist. So if they try to lock her down with 1600 defense as well as some good bolt, she'll be able to survive and retaliate, taking away their buffs and allowing me more time to secure the win with other units. Alright, so here's my Ray. I use him primarily for PvE. One thing I have done is that I've added him to my Banshee one-shot team. So normally your Banshee one-shots will give you the average of, 70% success rate just because of the failed defense down from like another character. With Ray, I'm able to take that 70% and make it more of a 90% success rate. Because my Banshee team's an all-green team, I'm able to use the first exclusive equipment for him and allow him to cycle through his skills and maintain my team's health. So, and then of course he's also very useful in other modes like your your Nightmare Raids and things like that nature. So, if you can get your Ray, even though he's not that good in PvP, excuse me, because of his healing outputs, in other game modes he is still very good. Alright, so here we have Eye Karina. This is my current Eye Karina build. As you can see, lots of bulk, not very fast, with good effectiveness. In some situations, I kind of wish I slowed her down some more and gave her some more ER. So this build might go through some more changes. There are people out there that have pushed their defense over 2,500. So that's also something to look towards exploring. Especially since, for example, I've got her on arena boots, so we all know those don't roll very great, so there's definitely room in her build to improve. We may even consider moving her to a almost no speed build, just to give her more bulk, and allow her just to use her S2 to push through. I felt it was important to make sure she had a little bit of speed though, just in case when they allow her through an RT match, they start trying to focus her down. So we're going to see how it goes, but we'll definitely tweak her build in the future. This was just something I had to whip up pretty quickly to allow myself to compete in that the current RT meta right before we move into a new season. Alright, here's my Apocalypse Ravi. So I rebuilt Apocalypse Ravi from a counter build to a speed build right before they changed her stats. So that was fun. Unfortunately, Crimson Seed is not nearly as good anymore, so we may look to change this, or we may look to put her back on a counter build if we're going to keep Crimson Seed, so that way she can get more use out of it. I believe they're still recalling it as of this moment, but I'm going to keep mine just in case Smoggate ever gets it, decides to make it good again or change it once more. So I'm just going to keep it since it's a 4-star artifact. I'm just going to keep it at a 30 here. Alright, here we have my designer a little bit. Prior to the release of Ed, she was actually on Sigurd's Scythe and not Azure Comet. But with Ed needing it more, I put her back on Azure Comet here. What can I say? She's a powerful anti-nuker, or anti-cleaver I should say, especially if they land too many debuffs to try to go for the one-shot. She'll cut, cleanse, and then re-cleanse your team with her S3. I put her on Azure Comet because she actually is really good when you combo her with other nukers to take out their members and allow her to cycle through very quickly. Especially if your opponent has a habit of placing too many debuffs. When you take someone out and allow her passive to cleanse, she can cycle real quickly. This build here will probably get updated as well, as we have to account for not being on Sigurd's Scythe anymore. But what you need, high defense, high crit stats, and if you can squeeze it, just a little bit of effectiveness to land her turn cycles. So, and her reduced cooldown skill. So, just enough. But overall, you're going to see most builds have a lot more HP than mine. Didn't have the stats to fit it at the time, but we'll definitely go through it again in the future. Here's my Spirit Eye Celine. Honestly, the stats are not very good at all. She could definitely use some improvements. I have mine on lifesteal rather than speed, like most people. Again, she's another candidate I wish I had a Storm Sword for, because Storm Sword plus a bulky lifesteal build makes her almost unkillable. And if she can't basically be killed, then you're just going to cycle through her S3, maintaining your team. As long as they haven't been hit with extinction, you just keep bringing your team back, allowing her to keep healing and staying alive. So she's definitely another candidate I look towards updating in the future. If you want to see someone who primarily uses Spirit Eye Celine, definitely look up Kiln on YouTube. He basically specializes in using this character. Alright, Sigurd is my Wyvern killer here, so we'll move on. Azaria, PvE Queen, combo her with Tamarin, and you basically have 2 of 4 characters you need for almost any PvE content. So, not much else to say. She can reset people. She's pretty good enough for her own right. Alright, so we have probably one of my favorite characters in the game, design-wise and play style-wise, being Lionheart Sirmia. She is a powerhouse of just being able to take extra attack, dual attack, counter attack, and turn against her opponent. Triggering her S2 just requires one of those 3 things, and she basically outputs based on her defense, not her attack. So if you get her over 2k defense with her ability giving her another 60% on top of that, she can wipe out teams in and of herself. A lot of tank down players will build teams basically to protect her and allow her to do her thing. Right now, this Proof of Valor is my second one that I'm trying to get to plus 30. We're almost there, as you can see. I prefer her on Proof of Valor just to give her a little more survivability, but we'll definitely consider using something else like a Draco Plate or anything like that if we don't need it. She combos well with all sorts of characters, and sometimes in certain matchups, you pick her and she'll essentially win you the game. As I mentioned with Azaria, Tamarin is basically one of two people you can use in almost any PvE content. She's the queen of PvE. If you don't have her, get her. If you get the opportunity and you don't have her, get her. Alright, here we have Chu, the cat rat. Thanks to her skin being cat themed, but her essentially looking like a rat most of the time. She is a terror, especially after her last buff, where this allows her to become, people used to call her Babel Charles. But because of that, she's even better, and she can single-handedly take out teams by herself thanks to this. I have mine on Snow Crystal because I want mine to be able to survive more, and as well as get the combat readiness push anytime someone doesn't crit her. So that makes her terrifying against pretty much any red unit, and then sometimes even against other units, she'll be able to single-handedly win you the game. Alright, here's my Alencia build. Unfortunately, I did not have an artifact, so I actually opted for Ed's artifact instead. And from what I found, I actually really like Ed's artifact. Because Alencia doesn't tend to be all that fast, his artifact allowing the speed increase and the crit damage increase works perfectly for her. So I really like elongating games when I have her, so that way I can allow the entry to do this thing and then get the several stacks of speed. So 6% on top of this can get her close to 230, 240 speeds at this speed range. So it's very good to be able to have this on her. In most cases, I still think her artifact is better on her, but because my build isn't that quick, I also really like this as a secondary option. Alright, here we have Holiday Euphine. She is primarily used in PvE for the moment, so there isn't really to say anything about her. Alright, here's Rowana. This was my second healer I actually got in the game total. My first unit was that fun unit that no one can really get anymore. What's her name? I don't, at this moment I'm drawing a blank on her name, but it's a unit we essentially can't get anymore. I think I've actually put mine in storage since I don't use her. But essentially, Rowana was my second primary healer. Who would have known that I actually got a healer that would essentially make certain parts of the game completely irrelevant? Thanks to her ability to heal on counters or extra attacks or dual attacks, she becomes a sneakily good sustain character. This build I have here is actually optimized to use both in PvP and PvE. She's actually the tank for my Kaidi's team, so she basically sustains my team while she doesn't use her skills and counterattacks to lure Kaidi's into always attacking her. As you can see here, my Rowana tends to have a little more bulk. Health-wise than most Rowanas. Most Rowanas have about 18k or so, but my effectiveness is a little low. Effect resistance is a little lower. So because of that, I have her on Stella Harper to help with dispelling debuffs. This is also another artifact we plan on increasing as we get more charms. Most builds will have her on counter, and whether it's resist or health or defense to give her some secondary stats, you're pretty much going to do counter and whatever else you need. Leo is the other member of my Banshee one-shot. He's primarily there just to hit the defense down and let Bike can do her thing. Alright, so here's Chandra Damanel. Since I don't really use Chandra Damanel for cleaving or anything of the sort, I have her primarily set for my PvE squads. Essentially, she's just there to be a powerhouse, hit things really hard, especially with her soul burn, and just make content a little easier. Because of this, I just put in whatever artifact I need to fill the gap, whether it's for side stories or anything else of the sort. Alright, so here is my Seaside Bellona that's actually meant for PvP content. Unlike most people who have her on lifesteal, I actually put mine on injury. I built this right around when Belian was just released and she was destroying the meta. Because of this, I was able to climb 3 arena ranks and maintain 3 arena ranks because she has high attack power, great bulk, and even though she doesn't have full crit chance, she crits just enough to be able to apply powerful injury. From there, thanks to Rengar's Drink, the attack will go ahead and finish most people off, and it's actually surprisingly hard to kill her between all of the bulk and her passive. So, Seaside Bellona, honestly, is a character you could build in a multitude of different ways. It's just that most people tend to put her on lifesteal just for the sustain. Elena here is actually the Soul Weaver I used to pair with Seaside Bellona to take care of Belians. Her, Rowana, and Elena were more than enough to sustain me through Belian compositions, to the point now where I almost don't even really use Elena anymore because I have other characters. She's still a great choice if you run into a lot of closer Charles or people that spam AoEs. So I have her on Doctor's Bag and her second EE to help with cleansing. The counter with her S1 can remove 2 cleanses off 2 different of your team members, so she's very good at being able to sustain in that regard. Again, she's primarily best for AoE compositions. You don't tend to see her that much nowadays, but who knows, maybe she'll get a buff. Alright, here's Rem, the holder of my second Sigurd Scythe, and probably still one of the most toxic units they've ever made in this game. Even though she doesn't use much, in the time she's picked, she can single-handedly warp or win you games. So, I have mine with good HP, good defense, and a crap ton of attack power. No speed, because you don't really need speed on Rem, and full power. Obviously, we want to get rid of that ER, but you pretty much want to pour everything into your attack stats. As for another character you want to pour everything into your attack stats, here's one of my recent builds of Charlotte. Prior to Zahag being necessary to take care of Aiden, she was the holder of my Symbol of Unity. In this case, I've moved her over to Holy Sacrifice, and surprisingly, even for PvP, this has been a really good artifact. It catches a lot of people off guard to this day, and she, with her not buff but kind of buff because they changed the mechanic, she's actually really good into Senya compositions. Since she can always crit, she'll always hit Senya regardless of Senya's passives. So as long as she isn't blinded or anything of the sort, she's a really good option to go up against people that rely on Senya to win matches. Just like the standard, I have her on Lifesteal Immunity with as much power and bulk as you can pour into her. Alright, and for the last character to review for PvP here, we have Belian. I have mine on your standard counter immunity build. Definitely want to crank up more HP. Most Belians have about 28,000. I came up a little short on both health and defense, but we've got time to change some of these purples to reds to give her more bulk. However, anytime someone wants to try to spam Spectre Tenebria, if she isn't banned, pick her. She basically counters that matchup and forces your opponent to completely change things up. We have a few honorable mentions who aren't built, but as far as character builds, Belian is the last built character here. A few honorable mentions moving forward. Last season, this was my primary tank, Troublemaker Crozet. Some people like Valky like to call him the Minister of Defense, and for a while he pretty much was. Now that we have some new characters and the meta's changed, he's not as effective, but I definitely want to rebuild him and bring him back into the fold, especially for tournaments where you start losing options as you go further into a round. And then we also have Rimuru. Currently reworking a Rimuru build to make him more viable overall. Even though Command Malaika isn't as popular thanks to Rimuru being really good, I still like having him in the back pocket for people who are too buff happy. Rimuru essentially forces them to rethink their strategy, potentially ban him, which will allow you to counter the rest of your units. So he's still someone to have in the back pocket as well. And then finally, we have Ai Ning. Currently in the works of creating a speed Ning here. Very similar to a DJB, where she has the barrier inversion to capitalize on your opponents. Unfortunately, she works more as an aggressive sense. And that's kind of why earlier I said, even though DJB isn't really an aggressive character, kit-wise, he tends to be using aggro. And she, for some reason, seems to be more defensive, even though her kit would indicate she's more of an aggro unit. Definitely want to have her built so I can have both of them in the pocket, just in case one or the other gets banned. So we definitely plan on creating a build with her and finishing this. Just gotta farm more Wyvern and get more high-speed pieces. And then with that, that's going to end the character review and account review of this builds of this game so far here. So we'll take a short break here after I go ahead and stop this record. And from there, we'll go ahead and we'll take a break and we'll be back. All right, and we're back. Let's go ahead and get some games in, see what we can do tonight. I always take Bladder when I mean to hit Arena.
We still have hope.
Alright, so as you can see, we still got about 4 days to go before the start of the new season, so we're going to do a bit of climbing, just kind of being a little prepared, see what people are trying out for the new season. We're probably going to run into some A-mids, so let's play. Alright, we got a Master Showdown here. So, since I'm no Speed Demon, I like to ban one of the openers. Personally, I like to get rid of Conquerilius and AOL. Alright, looks like my opponent banned Lua, so that's good. We don't have any openers, so we're just gonna stay safe and go with a neutral pick here.
I protect. That's what I do. I'm ready.
Ooh, Karina.
I'll do anything for her.
Alright, so we have Karina and Karowick. So, I think since we also got single targeted again, we're gonna play it safe here. I'm going to pick Spectre Tenebria and we'll pick Destina.
Radiant light.
This will give us room to round out our draft.
Miserable creature.
Okay, we have Mort, and of course we have Fire. What's her name? Researcher Carrot. So I would want to pick a powerful water unit. I'm actually kind of leaning towards banning Mort here. But yeah, so I would definitely want a powerful water unit. Or maybe we just go with a powerful unit like a Pirate Captain Flan, someone that can control the field. Yeah, so we'll pick Pirate Captain Flan.
Annoying.
And we will also pick Chew.
Great job. Keep it up.
Here we have a standard versus standard fight, so we're definitely gonna have to be prepared to deal with, maybe potentially be prepared to deal with their last
How
pick.
long do you think you can last?
So we have Rylet. I actually think I can take him. So yeah, I will ban Mort. Okay. We'll go ahead, put her in the back. See what we can do.
I'll show you some results. I've already finished
Okay,
analyzing
Soulburn.
Brace yourself. You'll regret this.
Chew might be a little bit of trouble here with 3 burns. But first,
How can I help?
so we could soul burn here and try to get the extra foosh, but I think we still go for the protection.
Let's wipe them out. Battle preparations complete. With skills like yours, you never stand
Alright,
a chance.
let's see if Karina's got the skills to get the kill.
True knight picks their battles
Not
wisely.
quite enough. So I think we'll just go ahead.
Don't be afraid.
So Rylet can't really hit anybody here, but I still think we go for the cleanse.
Destina's protection.
We'll try to force that Rylet to have to make the choice.
I'm sensing corrupt energy.
All depends now if he goes for the strip or goes for the power up here. More likely, he's probably gonna go for the strip.
Let me guide you onto the right path.
Yep.
You fight as if you have 9
So Ryan is
lives.
probably gonna take out Chu here,
This world
or maybe not. We'll see.
has no place for you.
Play with me.
In this case, yeah, I think we're just going to S3.
I will step on you.
Another trial to overcome.
Okay, okay. Let's see if we have
The weight
enough
of I've taken.
effectiveness to go ahead and stun this Karina here. No, but we stripped her buffs. I'll take it.
We'll be done before you know it.
The barrier was enough. We'll go ahead and foosh her.
In the light's name.
And we will go ahead and heal Chu.
If you're scared, run.
Alright, let's see if he goes for the power up now here on Karlik. Or we're just gonna hold it.
Find their
I'll
weakness.
help you.
Wow, what a very good dual attack.
I will shape my own future.
Oh, you want to try
That was
me?
a very clutch dual attack by the opponent here.
Ugh, I'm bored.
I made it in the nick of time.
I never fight a losing battle. In this distorted world, I will write new rules.
Radiant light.
It's fighting time.
Fear is how others control
They
you.
really gambled that, huh?
I protect. That's what I do.
We'll just go ahead and
I'm sensing
remove that immunity.
corrupt energy. You cannot change what is already decided.
Oh, you want to try me? Play with me.
Alright, we'll
Don't
take
be
out
afraid.
Karina.
I'll end it now.
Don't be afraid.
I'll do anything for her.
I will
Now,
shape my own
here's
future.
where we have to get lucky. I really hope that on this he does not hit
Your
Spectre.
life
Okay.
means nothing.
Know your place.
We lost our mitigation. Oh,
Radiant
but we
light.
landed the hit.
Beast of the West.
We're gonna go ahead and heal Destina so that she can absorb more
If you're
damage.
scared, run.
How long do you think you can last?
In the light's
Close,
name.
but no cigar. We're gonna go ahead and res everybody with Destina here.
Another trial to overcome.
Alright, let's try to get the strip. Nice.
Me to take care of that?
We're gonna go ahead and finish the Rylet.
I definitely earned something tasty for dinner.
And Destina goes ahead and secures the victory with the resurrection.
Radiant light.
Banning more because he had a stable AoE and potential crit mitigation was a very good choice. Ooh. I'm someone's beard crossing over from Challenger, huh? Oh, no ROL.
Slack will do.
Into a Moon Bunny. You pick Moon Bunny because the openers are available, which provide extra turns. Interesting. What I think I will do I am going to pick Lua, and
It
I'll
looks
pick
like somebody forgot their place.
Desert Jewel Basara.
I'd do anything for you, darling.
Let's see how they respond to this.
I fight with the power of all.
Okay, Aiden.
Do not make me upset.
Interesting. I've never actually seen Orc perform PvP. We'll respond
Your worth.
with Zahak. And I think we will also pick a neutral carry. They still haven't picked someone who has AoE, so we will pick Spectre Tenebria.
Ugh, I'm bored.
I see fear in your eyes.
Arya is a very good choice.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Wanderer Silk. There's a good chance I will have to ban Wanderer Silk since it's a speed imprint. Is Horde a speed imprint? I don't recall. I think we'll need a powerful grass unit to round this out. So I think I will pick Alencia.
Stop bugging me.
We will ban Wanderer Silk. They banned Lua. Okay, that's fine. Not very confident in this match here.
That's my prey.
Ooh, a speedy ult. This person's cooking with gas here.
Get out of here, you weakling! What a dog!
What'll happen now?
Very spicy. Was not expecting that.
I'll finish this first.
We'll have to go ahead and push up the rest of the team to try to account for this.
Show your elders some respect.
While I would like to use my ultimate, Arya's gonna go soon, so we're gonna hold it.
You're not too strong, so this should be enough.
Oh,
Alright.
you want to try me?
Since this move can't be countered, we're gonna go ahead and use that into Aiden. So she doesn't get her character. Yes, we know they're gonna get the abilities. And we will go ahead and just full send
Melt
into
away.
Moon Bunny here.
Fall into nightmare.
You're just a puppy.
Now there's a very strong chance he goes after my Desert Jewel Basar, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna secure that kill.
Don't worry, I'm here. It'll all be over in the blink of an eye.
Oh, He went after Alencia. That is very interesting.
Do not stand back.
Sometimes even I'm amazed by my own talent.
There really isn't
You wanna
much
see some
choice there.
blood?
Valencia falls here. Oh, yep.
How adorable!
I'll have to yield. That was a very good choice. I was not aware of what Ort actually did. Oh, that goes to show you,
Look like a pushover to
you're
you?
never quite sure. Ah, Ort's also one of the fastest characters in the game. Good to know. Alright, well, you live and you learn here. Definitely gotta be more cognizant of Ort. If I had known that, would have picked more of a sustained build. But hey, that's why you go on the ladder. And they're prepared with Moon Bunny. How could I have played that one differently? Oh, here we are again, up against someone in Challenger. I will... Maybe Bellion was a better option there. I'll get rid of these two. No Rimuru, no Lua. And they banned... Interesting, interesting. Again, we're gonna go with the very...
A true knight picks
Safe
their
opening.
battles wisely.
Don't be afraid.
Okay, we got
Should we get
Justina
started?
and Aros. Justina and Aros, how do we combat these two? Well, we'll stay very neutral. I will pick
As long
Caesar
as I
Aiden,
have something to protect, I will never lose.
and we will also go Pirate Captain.
Let's set sail.
Ooh,
I'll show you what the true
okay,
vessel
they're picking the
is
Child
capable of.
Emperor. Okay, okay. So there's a good chance I will probably pick Sage Ball in this
Battle preparations complete.
position here. Ooh, yeah. I will pick
Shall I
Sage
test my
Ball and
knowledge?
Cezanne. They also have Karina, huh? And I'll pick Lionheart
Come
Ceremony
on,
to round
I'll
out the
take you
team.
all down.
There's a good chance I'm gonna ban their last pick. Huh. Interesting. Can I deal with Roy if I ban Zio? Their team is not that fast, so I will ban the Zio. I think we can actually fight through Mustang. But he's a good burster. No, we'll ban Mustang. Okay, that works, that works.
Are you going to provide some entertainment? I am the rightful ruler of this land.
Okay.
Kneel before me.
Shall I handle this?
Vampiric touch. Interesting. Alright, let's try to sleep the Karina. Nice.
Another trial to overcome.
And we will stun the Zeo.
Those who stray from the path of righteousness.
Let's see if Destina
Shall be
uses any of her
punished.
skills.
If I must fight, purifying flame, burn away the evil.
In the light's name. Foolish.
Okay, they went for a cleanse.
There's no reason to hold back.
Alright. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and
It's too
try
soon
to
to be
sleep.
I'm ready.
Control
turn now.
Zeo there.
You must think you have 9 lives.
Give him hell.
Oh wow, that Karina resisted.
How ridiculous.
Probably got 15%ed there.
I protect. That's what I do.
Are you sure you can handle this?
You dare defy me? Your
So my
emperor?
pirate captain's probably in trouble here. Huh, he went for Lionheart. That's an interesting choice.
Guiding light. Illuminate the unknown.
You're in trouble now.
So we're gonna try to control the Karina again here. There we go.
Radiant light.
We're gonna see if this Destina really wants to use her skills or not.
Radiant one
Wow,
for a miracle.
they're really trying to push through.
I'll win for sure.
Karina has an ult, so that's a very good
This is your
choice, I
grand
guess.
finale. Any last words?
I made it in the nick of time.
Shall I handle this?
Alright, well once again try to control Zeo here.
I'll protect you.
Wasn't enough. We're definitely gonna lose Pirate Captain here.
I hope you're ready.
Oh no!
Nerve.
I'll give you a taste of
He went ahead and defense bound me to weaken
You're not half
this
bad.
attack. That's not bad.
My turn now.
We'll hold this soul burn.
My power. You want to see it? Battle preparations complete.
Witness the power of the
already
church. Consider this an honor.
Fight. Grant me power. Another trial to overcome.
Alright, well,
Don't
we will
ever
once
ignore
again
the
stun
power of
Zeo.
someone with something to protect.
Don't be afraid.
Wow! I think I'm getting 15% because there's no way that Zeo should have blocked that.
Beast of the West.
All right, let's do this.
Are they gonna try to loop
Take this!
defense downs?
I'll end this. Shall I test my knowledge?
Okay, we're gonna have Sage Ball zooming again.
It's fighting time.
Wow, none of my debuffs are landing. 15% all around, I guess. Well, on Karina, it's a little
Picks their
more
battles wisely.
believable.
Are you going to provide some entertainment?
This is blocking
Come on,
everything.
I'll take you all down.
I was
Alright.
born to be a hero.
By my destiny, I will cut you down.
We'll take out Zero here.
Are you sure you can handle this?
Get rid of their mitigation.
There's no reason to hold back.
So the question is if I can fight through a
Test my
Destina.
knowledge.
I protect. That's what I do.
My turn now.
And on that note, I'm not pretty sure we'll be able to actually fight through this.
I'll win for sure.
We'll see though. Given that we're already on Frenzy 5, healing and barrier effects are going down.
I got you. Bye-bye.
Don't be afraid. Foolish.
How ridiculous.
There we go.
Another trial to overcome. Work with me.
Shall I handle this? Ha!
Come on, I'll take you all down.
Pretty sure Destina has one turn till her has 3.
There's no reason to hold back. No matter what awaits us,
Let's see if this is enough damage.
we will overcome it together.
I made it in the nick of time. The weight of the oath I've taken will be brought down upon you.
I'll give you a taste of defeat.
It's our turn to 15%. All right.
Relents. No matter how small its prey. Come on, I'll take you all down.
All right, we managed to pull that one out. Oh. We will save that screenshot for the Discord. Honestly, I didn't think we'd climb this high, but here we are. We're now in Challenger, folks.
Shall I test my knowledge?
Let's see if we can keep this up. And this is why Sage Ball is one of my favorite characters. It's just so much control. I feel like I fought this person before. We're just gonna go ahead and maintain a nice, safe draft here.
True knight picks their battles wisely.
I hope this person doesn't disconnect on us.
Is it my turn?
Going out with friends is quite fun, actually.
Okay. So, with that pick, I have to avoid picking any evasion units. And of course, can't stack light units too early because they picked DJB. Very smart, very smart. So instead, I will pick Spectre Tenebria.
Know your place.
And we will go with Destina.
Don't be afraid.
For Felicia.
Ooh, Landy? Okay. And
I
Sinful
wanna
Angelica. Very interesting. So I almost want to just pick Milim and deal with the rest. No, I will pick
Must I keep
Bellingham. Actually, yes, I'll pick Bellingham and Milim.
Are you sure you can handle this?
Yep, we banned last pick. And they got rid of Destina. Okay. It should be an interesting fight here.
I can still endure.
Oh, it's a speed Briar Witch.
This is going to hurt.
Very interesting. Or all Briar Witches are speed Briar Witches. I mean, a fast Briar Witch.
Sometimes even I'm amazed by my own talent.
Ooh, my Milim's going down.
Is an honor.
Can I go home after I kill this one? I will lend you the power to take another's life. I'm at the scene.
This is a very interesting pick. Oh, he missed my Milim. Oh!
I'm telling you, this is an endless nightmare.
I actually wasn't sure if we were gonna win that one, but they gave up.
I made it in the nick of time.
It's very interesting. Sometimes you win unwinnable battles. I don't know. I don't feel like that should have been a give up. I'm gonna pick my normal bands. Those are just two characters I don't want to deal with. Heat Band, Ran, and Lua. Is he gonna try Amid? Again? This seems repetitive, but play it
Another
safe
trial to
until we
overcome.
figure out what they're trying to do. Wow. With Rimmer really putting Command Leica in check, no one really plays her anymore. It's crazy. Unfortunately, this means Smog is probably going to give us another speed opener soon, given that no one's picking anybody else.
I fight for myself.
Ooh, regular hand guy, huh? So it means he's probably going fast, and he has Armand. We're gonna pick our favorite rat. Normally I would pick Diane, but Landy is still open. So I think we will just pick another safe DPS
I'm here.
and respond.
Would it be fine if I just got rid of everybody?
Says, oh.
If we must fight.
And there's Amid. I think this person's testing out Amid. I feel bad because she's open just to get banned. I will pick the Child Emperor, Zio.
Dare defy me?
And
Your
then we
Emperor?
will rant. Let's see, they have one pick left. But I will pick Solitaria of the Snow.
Oh, stay away from me!
Shall we go?
So if I pick if I ban their Amid, it's a matter of if I'm fast enough to get the first turn. Yeah, it's a matter of Solitaria can lock down their first turn here.
I need some me
Ooh,
time.
we just got it.
Welcome to my kingdom. I hope you enjoy yourself.
I fight with the power of all.
All right, and we will try to finish him
I
off.
have no doubt in my bones. I will cut you down.
Alright, shall we clean up?
This was an interesting
Help me.
draft.
Leave it to me. I protect. That's what I do.
Says is stealth, so we will try to stun.
Those who stray from the path of righteousness shall be punished.
Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work.
Great job. Keep it up.
All right, well, we'll just throw up the anti-crit buff. So I'm pretty sure we're not killing C. Armin.
I'll end this quickly. I'll protect you. I just want to go home.
All right, we'll try to strip this immunity buff here. Oh, the power 15% is an amazing thing.
We still have hope.
If they won't get out of the way, we'll cut our way through. This is my justice!
Wow.
We'll be done before you know it.
Wolfu Shear.
I'm already prepared. You won't have time to struggle.
Not quite
Another
enough.
trial to overcome.
Prepare to win!
Solitaire is definitely the MVP of that match.
Definitely earned something tasty for dinner.
Took away their setup and was able to win.
As
the fight.
long as I have something to protect, I will never lose.
Lua and Billion Band. This could be a very interesting match because they're indicating that they could potentially want Spectre Tenebria. That's very dangerous. Question is, do I first pick her? We'll try it. First pick Spectre Tenebria.
You want to try me?
What cannot be avoided must be
How
should we do this?
Rain. Oh, okay. So we're working on getting cleaved here. So it's gonna be our prerogative to avoid getting cleaved. So we need some quality protection
True knight picks
and a
their
great
battles
anti-cleave unit.
I fight with the power of all.
You're getting in my way.
Yep.
You challenge me? Fine.
That's probably... Hey! Thanks, Z-Match, but yeah, RTA hell. Enjoying yourself so far? Let's see, so Zahak and Briarwood. So this person has all of the tools. I think I'm gonna pull out an old friend here. We're gonna go designer a little bit.
What a has-been.
Yeah, we're training for the new season, so trying out some new things, testing my builds. Let me see, who's good last pick here? Actually, we'll go with Zio. See if they go with the force band. Chances are I'm gonna have to ban Zahak here and just deal with the rest.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Crimson Seed who's in the pits. Yep, we're gonna ban Zahak and see how it goes. Yep, that was the ban. Alright, since Amy is a Soul Weaver, there is no way on this green earth I'm gonna be able to
Witness the power of the chosen one.
But if we can slow down Rand,
Be afraid.
we might have a chance here.
Fear my judgment.
Pay attention or you might regret it. There's still hope.
Yep.
Please, have faith in me. A future wrongly pruned shall flourish once
It's times like
again.
this I wish I
It's been
still had
so long.
Violet. Not Violet, what am I saying? Green Violet.
Loneliness.
There's a good chance I'm not going to survive this.
I can do it. I can. The icy touch of death shall embrace you.
It hurts.
Oh wow.
I'm at my limit. I will end everything.
With that stupid pose.
Yep. No damage, but
My masterpiece? I'll cut you into pieces.
I always give my all.
I made it in the nick of time.
alright.
Of the oath I've taken.
Can the Child Emperor make a single man comeback?
Pay attention or you might regret
Highly
it.
doubtful. But we're gonna try.
Alright. Show me what you can do. I'll level the playing field.
Thanks.
I'll take down anyone who interferes with me. Are you ready? Don't forget this feeling of defeat.
Are you going to provide some entertainment?
Alright. So first things first, I think we take her out.
You should really back down.
You interrupt my work.
And there's no point in...
You dare defy me? Your emperor? So careless. So naive.
You challenge me? Fine.
Alright, there goes Zio.
You couldn't beat me in a million years.
Yep. They got me, because I can't double tap Briar Witch.
What cannot be avoided.
I didn't
must
really
be
have
with my
anyone
power.
to stop that Edith pick. That was a good pick.
Please, have faith in me.
Is it my turn?
That was a good pick. They had that one.
Witness. The
Yeah,
power
the
of
dream's dead,
chosen
but
one.
it's fine. Like I said, we're still testing a few things. Yeah, design a little bit. Oh, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Do you go by Mirgenster? Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna remember that one in the future. Honestly, Green Violet would have probably been the best choice there. I'd have to rebuild him. I'm still gonna go with my usual bands. Zeo and Billion bands. I think they're gonna try and cleave me again.
In the light's name.
Destina. Interesting. First pick. I'm going to pick Lua.
You really want your blood spilled? So be it.
And a nice safe pick. I think we will go for the Spectre.
Ugh, I'm bored.
Resist as much as you can.
Leave it to me.
Oh my god, all that green, all the trees.
Nanda, 私と遊びたいのか?
That's not really a good choice here. Ooh. Actually, we're gonna pick winner.
Doing? Let's get started.
Pay attention or you might regret it.
Aim it, okay.
Someone could die.
Aim it or eat it. That's a very good choice here. Now I could pick Politis to screw around with their ER here. Actually, we will last pick Senya.
Are you ready?
And yeah, I might have overcommitted on the winter. I should have went one or the other. But hey, it's a learning experience. Put here. Yeah, I probably should have picked a tank.
I better end this.
Oh wow.
If you're gonna come at me,
I was expecting Zahak to definitely go first,
but I
but
don't think you stand a chance.
well, we'll definitely try to take advantage. Alright, no more Landy for the rest of this fight.
Luminescence. Glory.
I'm out of your league.
I can do it. I can.
Oh, Zahak's all the way at the back of the line. We might be able to pull this off.
Please, forgive me.
Get behind me. My spear will not dull until it pierces the heart of my enemy.
Play with me.
Alright, so they already used their res.
So,
Huh.
pretty awesome, right?
Sweet. Yeah, if that had been a faster Sahak, I definitely overcommitted. But, hey. It worked out. So, Mirgan, how'd you find me? Just looking around for E7 streamers? Oh. Blocking out the arrow well. That's fun.
I'll show you what the true vessel is capable of.
And we got the man himself. Well, in that case... Yeah. You're definitely right.
I'll protect you.
My backup Knight Araz. And...
How ridiculous.
Well, I'm glad you found me. Still pretty new to it, but we're learning and growing together. Do you play much?
I can still endure.
Well, everyone has fun their own way. That's good.
Will I do anything for you, darling?
Okay, we got DJB. Let's see. I have a feeling this person's probably going into it ready to ban Sage Ball. So how can I punish them for these picks? I'm going to try something here.
Preparations complete.
I'm gonna pick Karina. And I think I'm gonna pick Celine.
I'm with you.
If we must fight,
Amid, because everyone picks Amid right now.
not bad.
Okay, Spectre. We're gonna pick Bellion.
Are you done struggling?
I actually think I'm gonna ban Amid here, because I think I can deal with the rest of them. Okay. Yeah, I agree. From what I've been seeing, she's just pretty standardly good. I'm actually reconsidering my position on picking her.
Some entertainment. Those who deny their fate.
I hadn't initially planned on killing her because she looked like a steam unit. With
If I must fight.
But more and more videos I see, Yeah.
No destiny can stop me.
Yeah, the more videos I see with Amid, the more I see that she's actually pretty flexible. Ooh, that's a good one. Does he do it? Does he go for the shield?
The power of the desert
He just went for the push. Okay.
is with us.
Faster than lightning.
Ooh, there goes Spectre.
Victory is within our grasp.
Alright.
I always keep my word.
Celine, even though she's not as strong as Amid, she's still useful.
I'm ready.
Yep. Yeah, that's very true. He's making sure his buttons are working. Yeah. Honestly, I thought he would consider banning Celine so he'd be able to press buttons, but I guess the other pick scared him more than that. Yeah, he was more scared of my Sage Ball.
What is the best course of action?
Honestly, it's not a bad idea. My Sage Ball is 256, so after Zio goes, he's following right up. Yeah, I have to reconsider my my thoughts on Amid though. I might definitely need a builder. Yeah, I understand picking one in those situations, but not both. Yeah, but hey, the person could be just like me, trying out some different combinations, some lineups. Briarwitch and Conqueror Lilius along with AOL. Well,
You have
I'll
no
try Lua in
value
this
to me.
situation.
A true knight picks their
That's
battles
true.
wisely.
Ashes to ashes, dust to
Hey,
dust.
Ravi and Orwell. Okay. I'm going to pick
How rude.
Valencia. I think here we just... I feel like we go the safe route and pick Destina.
Radiant light.
Especially if they're going standard, I'd like to take them off her so that they can't use her to sustain. Let's see what they do here. They'll probably lean for a fighter unit, so they might pick Ed. I also picked Estina so they could lean into someone like Winter if they have her.
Can't you handle this?
Oh, that's not good. Are they? They're probably going through a tunnel or something. I feel bad when this happens. Yeah, I feel so bad when this happens. It's like,
Let's set sail.
what were you trying to do there? We're actually gonna round out with Meteor.
I'm sensing corrupt energy.
Watch this all be a trick and they're just messing with their Wi-Fi dial.
Cower in fear.
I always keep my word.
Yeah, who knows? But it looks like they lost their connection to the server, so that's
Should we
unfortunate.
get started?
Okay, so let's do another one. Yeah, I don't know. Pirate Flan is definitely one of my favorite buffs of the last year or so. Her and Charlotte. And Charlotte's not really a buff, they just changed the game mechanic.
I protect. That's what I do.
Well, that is definitely what you do. Okay. So I think for safety, I could have swore they got rid of this thing where which sparkle our characters were hovering over. Gonna pick DJB.
I'd do anything for you, darling.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's fighting time.
Enemies approaching.
Not what I expected. Senya. Real of light. Is she about to make a comeback?
Pay attention or you might regret it.
Amid again. Okay. See, Amid is Soul Weaver, so picking Zio into her is not always a feel good. And unfortunately, I still don't have ML Bologna, so she would actually be a great fit to the spot. So I'm gonna go Charlotte.
The lady of the swamp has arrived!
And because they haven't picked an AoE unit, well, outside of
Know
Senya,
your place.
yeah, I know it is so sad. Lone Crescent, Bologna would have saved this right here. I could have went Lone Crescent and another support unit.
You who do know the terrors of the night.
Yeah, I could have did like Lone Crescent.
What is it you desire?
Alien is the last pick. That is very smart. I could pick Rowana, and then we both just ban last, which still puts me in a predicament. Well, let's see. Yeah, eventually. Let's see if they bite.
Step back.
Now, in a world where I just ban Kisei, is that a good idea? Probably isn't. We'll just have to deal.
What cannot be avoided must be overcome.
All right. Let's
I'll
see if Charlotte.
protect you.
Let's see if Charlotte survives this onslaught.
Have faith in me.
I highly doubt it.
The power of the eternal cycle will revitalize the fallen.
The shards of moonlight will fall. For the unilluminated light.
Oh, he just went straight for.
I'll win for sure. With skills like yours,
Straight for
You
DJB,
never
so he
stood a
can't.
chance.
So I can't aim for it. That's smart.
Another trial to overcome. Don't ever ignore the power of someone.
All right, let's see if I have enough
Something to
resist.
protect.
This will
I
be
kept
the
my
last
buffs.
moon they see. Beautiful silver light.
so rude. Get ready, everyone. It's time to move.
I've lived.
For this moment. Kneel before me and pay your respects. Away
Yeah,
with
we're not
you.
winning this one. I got hit with the wombo combo.
If we must fight,
I'm leading by example.
No one can hide
Is there a
from
world
the
I
light
just
of the
in
full
that
moon.
last match I banned Kisei and did with the rest? Yeah, Kisei and Ahmed are really good.
I made
Honestly,
it in the nick of time.
I'll let them have
Are
that.
you ready?
But yeah, Kisei with or Ahmed with anyone that gives that 50% reduction on their own skill. It's just a powerful combination. Ahmed plus Alencia, Kisei, any of them.
Sometimes even I'm amazed by my own talent.
And what makes Ahmed so annoying is that she gives the attack and potential crit damage up, as well as skill nullifier. Even though it's an elemental disadvantage, I'm really, really highly considering rolling Politics into her. I can understand this person not wanting to deal with Lua or Ahmed.
A true knight picks their battles. What?
I never fight a losing battle.
Yeah, Politics. And if she goes 3DS2
I'll
on
deal
politics,
with
she
this.
clears all of the skill nullifiers, so it's still a really good choice.
Don't worry, I'm here.
I'll finish this soon.
Battle preparations complete.
Karina, that'll be annoying.
In the light's name.
Okay, we got Justina. Hey, Robbie to deal with. Again, one of the many times I wish I had a Briar Witch to pick here. But we'll have to just be a little more creative. Honestly, I like the winner into Justina.
How about a little warm-up?
And then... I kind of want to pick Billion here. But I also don't really have any sustain. No, I think we'll pick Billion into this.
What is the best course of action? You'll regret this.
I mean, you could have the rest of them. Pretty sure we're gonna get the first turn here.
I'd better end this.
Yep. Alright, so first, we'll see if we can lock
I
down
warned you, didn't I?
Mediator here.
I told you not to waste my time.
Prove your worth.
Alright, so now we're going to see if we can lock up
I'll do my best.
this Karina here.
Resist as much as you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna full send into Karina, and then we'll follow up on Raleigh if it kills. Oh, looks like they have her on a protective
We
artifact.
still have hope.
Well, we'll still full send into her
Take
then.
note for future reference. This is what a perfect cut looks like.
Don't be afraid.
All right, let's see if they continue to press buttons.
Your life ends here.
I protect. That's what I
Yep,
do.
that's about what I expected.
What you doing? Let's get started.
I'll do anything for her.
Right, we have the Mediator.
Allow me to purify you.
You're getting in my way.
They really are looking to kill Zaha.
I fight with the power of all.
In the light's name.
Come on, you know you want to press a button.
I'd better end this.
I made it in the nick of time.
Yep, I really love Winter into Destina.
Will be brought down upon you.
Resist as much as you can.
As long as I have something to protect, I will never lose.
Step back, flies.
Well, I think Zahhak's dead. Or not.
How about a little warm-up?
Radiant light. Destina's protection.
Oh, there he goes.
You're gonna
I'm
regret
guessing they were waiting for my level up to be
Another
closer.
trial to overcome.
It's fighting time. This is your grand finale. Any last words?
Prove your worth.
Overpower them all.
I'll finish this soon.
Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I'm going to actually full send into Aravi to get the injury on her.
Don't deserve
My power. You want to see it? I fight with the power of all.
Then, let's see. Gonna try to take her out
An
again.
opening. Coming.
Okay, she's gone.
I'm sensing corrupt energy. With my authority as mediator, I will right what is wrong.
I'll take your life.
I'd better end this.
Alright, so we're actually gonna try to black out Aravi and
See
finish her.
something cool. Not bad, right?
Don't be afraid.
Wow. That's so close.
Beast of the West.
But I'll take that level up.
I never fight a losing battle.
Your life ends here.
They resurrected.
Dead comrades
Are waiting for you. I'll win for sure.
Wow, she connected.
Let's get started.
You're getting in my way.
Alright, take her out.
We still have hope. How about a little warm-up? I'm ready.
Yeah. There we go.
In the light's name.
No need to flatter me. This is thanks to everyone's hard work.
Took a little longer than expected, but
Resist as much as you can.
yeah, they resurrected at a real opportune time and weakened my Arrowwell. Yeah, I don't have another Storm Sword, so unfortunately she's using up Astron. But in return, my Winter essentially has 200 effectiveness, so she she pretty much stuns almost anything. Yeah, I really wanted, like, that's why I'm still just deliberating if I want to continue using Celine going to the next season, but Unfortunately, I don't have enough another Storm Sword to go. But either way, so far Bastion's working for me, so I can't complain too much about it. It might be time. Actually no. If this person picks Image, I'm going to try Politics. First, we stay safe.
A true knight picks their battles wisely.
Oh, so there's no way they're first picking Violet.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Ah, how sensational.
But honestly, did I miss a memo? When did a Ravi become real popular again?
Prove your worth.
We'll pick Zahak and... pick Zahak and Spectre.
You want to try me?
I'll be your opponent.
Okay.
Must I keep fighting?
Well... that's true, that's true. Yeah, let's see if we go for the Force Bands.
I won't run anymore.
And I will pick... it's either Solitary or Millum. I think Solitary will give me better coverage for protection.
Going out with friends is quite fun, actually.
Yeah, I think I saw the band Belly in here. Yeah, put Zahak in the bag. He doesn't really benefit from the extra health that much. Can Zahak 1v14?
I need some me
Doubtful.
time.
Are we gonna try? Definitely.
In a world where I'm the main character, I can do whatever I want.
Resist as much as you can.
I'll make you useful.
I'll finish this soon. Death comes in unexpected moments.
What happened now? Losing to us is an honor.
I accept your blood as an offering.
I protect. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Those
Keep
who
him out of the
stray
way
from
for a
the
while.
path of righteousness shall be punished.
I know that leaves me open to...
This is just the
oh,
beginning.
never mind.
All that's left is ruin. Witness my power.
Oh, stay away from me!
Come on, let's get the strip.
I'd do anything for you, darling. All right, now, go away.
Yep.
Sometimes even I'm amazed by my own talent.
Come on, come at me.
You're getting in my way.
I made it in the nick of time. Now's your chance.
Being popular is so exhausting.
What'll happen now?
Oh, there goes Zahak. And that's the game, folks.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Give him the salute.
I'm glad I could be.
They gave up? No way. No way. I guess through mitigation, he might survive. I thought she would have. They would have at least tried the full send into Zahak.
I must be brave.
And then if it doesn't work, you could quit. No way. Well, Zahak 1v4'd, I guess. I'm definitely not that talented. I really thought they were going to full send. I thought it was over. I was hoping my Rowana was going to be there so I could put up the revive buff, but Aravi cut, so I thought it was a wrap. I appreciate the compliment though, but there is no way I should have won that. Yeah, that was quite a lucky dual attack. Alright, so I think given the time, this will be the last one for the evening, especially since a man has a real job in the morning, but we'll definitely try to end this one with a bang. No Lua. Raw talent? We'll see. I mean, I've been watching the tournaments and stuff for the last couple years, so I've been keeping an eye on it. It's not until about a couple weeks ago that I actually got into it myself. But thank you. Thank you for the compliment.
Another trial to overcome.
You fight as if you have 9 lives.
Huh.
We still have hope.
Riley and Auden. Well,
resist as much as you can.
I need some me time.
we'll pick both. We'll see what happens. Again, next time Briarwitch becomes available, I'm probably have to go put everything I have into her.
I'll show you what the true vessel is capable of.
Alright, who's also...
I'll protect you.
Actually, I think Bellion is really good into this lineup. I could do something like Bellion Millum, so I have another way of trying to reach them. Billion Room sounds good. I could also do Billion Straight. No, Strays is only to kill Roz. Billion Pirate Captain? No. Oh. I got it. We'll go Billion.
Are you done struggling?
And since they haven't picked an AoE unit, I will also go Spectre.
Ugh, I'm bored.
My turn now.
Yep, and then we just ban last pick. Okay. Billion, he's on in the back here. Zeal's gonna go for Zahad.
Witness the power of the Chosen One. Be afraid, sinner. Fear my judgment.
If I must fight,
He's probably gonna try and finish Zahad here.
this won't
Yep.
be an easy fight.
I'm coming.
I protect. That's what I do.
Do I even try to stun this Odin here? There is a pretty good chance this doesn't connect anyway. So yeah, shields up. Ah, I didn't select it. I deserve to
I
lose.
fight with the power of all. I have no doubt in my bones. I will cut you down.
How long?
I wouldn't be surprised if Pirates Captain's on the banner. It's been a while.
Ends here.
Play with me.
Aw, don't DC. You're about to win this one. Okay. So given that
Kiss my feet.
she's already countered, so I can throw this at her.
I will step on you.
You dare defy me? Your Emperor? Consider this an honor.
Must I keep fighting? Everything in Felicia
Let's get the defense buff.
is under my control.
As long as I have something to protect, I will never lose.
All right, let's do this. Son of Light, burn!
Know your place.
Alright. Let's soul burn here.
Oh, you want to try me?
Let's go here.
So careless. So naive.
And that's the end of that.
Did we get started?
They got that one. All because I misclicked that first.
Play with me.
Oh. Let's see. Yeah.
If I
All
must
because I misclicked that first one. I should have had that barrier to force them
Take this!
to make some different decisions.
Closely.
Prove your worth.
And that was definitely a misclick. Yeah. Even though that was a sore loss, we're gonna go ahead and call it tonight there. And yeah, I think I mentioned Pirate Captain hasn't been running a while, so she's probably in the next rotation. But who knows?
Why don't you test your luck?
Yeah, it's sad indeed.
Goodbye. I'll see you later. If you're
But
still
again,
alive.
that's what practice is for. And yeah, if I had it messed up, who knows? We might have seen a different outcome. This is why we live and learn and practice. What's the guild guide? Okay, we're still up, so. Yep. Have a good night, Mirgan. Definitely hope to see you around some more. It was lots of fun. And to everyone else on the stream, this was definitely a good night, some good practice. Given just life and work schedule, I'll probably be back on streaming Thursday night. I usually start around 8 p.m. Eastern. If anything changes, if you're in the Discord, you'll know. If not, just look out for your Twitch alerts. Again, have a good night, everybody, and it's been fun.